everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. When a team already has a playoff spot in their back pocket, it can be easy to lose focus and ease up late in the regular season. But not losing momentum going into the playoffs is also important, so they just can't mail it in here. It's the Eagles going up against the Ravens. Set for the call of this Week 15 matchup, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Larry, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They come in playing some decent football, 5-3 in their last 8 games.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they're in a real group. Throwing on first down is Brady. And he's got the AFC leader in receiving yards last year, Antonio Brown. 12 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a Philadelphia first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Brady to throw on second down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you...
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. They come out here in the eye. On the ground, it's West again. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. Ryan Kerrigan in on the tackle.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by David Amerson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. On a cold, back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Man open left side is Brown. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence. That pass was into the end zone, but it was tipped up in the air, and that leads to a few anxious moments. Who's going to come up with it? Defenders want that ball knocked to the ground at the worst, hopefully intercepted. In this case, you've given the chance for the offense to come by and pick it up, but instead, it ends up on the ground.
J.J. Watt there on the tackle for a loss. Of course, last year's Defensive Player of the Year.
And we love saying his name, don't we? J.J. Watt. How about all that production, too? 29 tackles for loss in 2015.
2nd place only at 23. So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. From the left hash, this from 37.
And there's a good opportunity to just run a ride there, a drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
And Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though. This is West. And some space here. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gain, they can run that plan any down.
Irvin on the carry. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Brandon Coleman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. They go play action here on 1st down. Deep drop. Still back there. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Second down following the incompletion. On second down, Hill. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. And the next snap coming inside the red zone here.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a two tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the two tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see two tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
And this is Ertz with it, right side. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it first and goal.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. They'll try to pound it in with Hill. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up second and goal.
The intensity that Jeremy Hill runs the football with is ideal for goal line situations.
Yeah, he's a bruiser. We may see another dose of him coming up.
Yeah, he's a lot to handle for any defense, especially in tight situations.
Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal. The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on third and goal. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this. And he's going to go down. This will count as a sack, a very short sack, taken down at the 2. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And McManus able to put it through. Now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. So after the INT, it's Brady. Can't find anyone open. The left side completion to Jones. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
What we're seeing from the defense here is a group of guys bearing down, trying to help out their quarterback after he threw an interception. Good stops on the first 2 downs. It brings up a key third down.
Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Antonio Brown, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Brady now on first down. Caught on the right side by Jones. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 13 on the pickup there. And the Eagles are going to have a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal. And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
They'll run it with Hill. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
And that loss of yards there is not just on him. It's on the guys blocking for him. I mean, they're supposed to create some type of space or at least get a stalemate. They end up letting them through and ended up tackling him for a loss.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. And back at the 8 now. 3rd and goal.
DeForest Buckner is a really tall defensive end / defensive tackle. How about that move right there to get upfield and make the play in the offensive backfield? Excellent leverage.
You're right. Tall, big, 6'7", nearly 300 pounds. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And McManus able to put it through, and that will extend their lead even further. They'll run it with Hill. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give the tackle there to Morgan Burnett. And now the offense operates in the red zone.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
Throwing now is Brady. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
I have to say that was a surprise call on 3rd and inches. I thought they'd try and run the football there, but you got to believe they thought they'd surprise the defense and pick up something downfield, but that one goes incomplete.
And McManus able to put it through, and that will push this lead up to 20 now. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, Able to just roam and hit.
So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through, and that lead will move from 20 up now to 23. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Eagles, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.